Hi, I'm Craig Huey, president of Creative Direct Marketing Group and publisher of Direct Response, the newsletter. And I have with me Caleb Huey. Caleb is our head of our Nashville office. I'm out in California, and we have clients worldwide. And what we're going to do today is talk about 26 new trends that are impacting people who market investment products and services. We have people all over the world listening to this webinar. We have people who have investment relation campaigns, money management, stock brokerage companies, investment newsletters, people who are marketing for equity crowdfunding and going to the investors to raise money privately and maybe to go public down the road. We have so many different types of marketers, but what we're going to cover does impact every one of you. If you are looking at how to generate new clients, new subscribers, to go to the investors and get them to respond to what you're offering, that's what we're going to cover because there's so many changes in this market. Caleb, you know, the marketplace has been pretty dramatic with this Trump rally. What are you seeing among investment marketers today?
I'm seeing people spending more money than they did before. I'm seeing consumers buying products, whereas before they were more cautious with their discretionary income. Investors are spending their money again. They're investing in stocks, they're investing in bonds, they're investing in everything. Yeah. So if you're not marketing to generate attention for your product or service or what have you, you're missing out on a huge trend over the last 12 months.
Now, we're going to be showing you samples and examples of what's working in the marketplace. You know, just this year, we won 2 awards for the marketing campaigns we've done in the investment marketplace. And what we're going to do is show you what works and what doesn't work. And you're going to be surprised about some of the new things that are happening that are cutting the cost per lead, increasing response, and it's pretty exciting to see what's going on. This market, with the new technologies, marketers are doing very well. So what we want to do is be able to take a look at these 26 new trends for marketing investment products and services. Things have changed, and they're changing in 2018. If you're marketing the way you were marketing 2 years ago, nonetheless 5 years ago, what you're doing is out of date. So we're doing something that is pretty dramatic and pretty different. So what is it that you want? More leads, more sales, more conversions? We're going to cover that. And all the different types of media. We're going to look at Facebook, and we're going to look at Amazon. We're going to look at direct mail, lookalike audience. We're going to cover these 26 unique new trends. And the question is, are you reinventing your marketing? Are you re-examining your current company's marketing initiatives and assumptions? And the bottom line of that is, what's the #1 blunder investment marketers make? If you said image advertising versus direct response advertising, that is the #1 blunder. They use image advertising. They never know if their marketing works or doesn't work. They don't target the most active investor, the type of investor that would invest in their product or service. You know, we have a marketing strategy called direct response advertising. It's scientific advertising. Caleb, kind of give an idea what's involved with that.
Scientific advertising is measuring your results. It's knowing what your cost per lead is, what your cost per sale is, what the lifetime value of your customer is. If you don't know these things, you're not properly setting your advertising budgets, you're not properly monitoring your advertising spends, and ultimately you're not going to generate as much money. You're going to keep guessing to see what works and potentially guess wrong. When we work with a client, we monitor every avenue that we're targeting to see what the cost per lead is, the cost per sale, lifetime value. It may take more time, and if you don't set it up properly, you won't be able to track those metrics.
You know, too many marketers are having money just slip through their fingertips, and that's the problem. They're losing time, they're losing market share, and they're losing money. So when we talk about marketing today, one of the major new trends is this new integrated multi-channel marketing. The multi-channel marketing is a powerful way to market where basically you're taking marketing data, and you're creating the perfect audience, perfect investor, where with that specific audience, you're sending direct mail, banner ads, you're on Amazon, you're doing email, pre-rolls before somebody sees a video, you're doing all these different marketing channels to the same people, wherever they go, they see about your investment opportunity. It gets higher response, it produces the best response.
Yeah, if you follow a strategy where a prospect sees you, whether they're on Twitter or on Yahoo Finance through a native ad, or reading the news and seeing a retargeting banner ad, or on Amazon with the solicitation for the newsletter, whatever it may be, or the product, a TV commercial pre-rolled before the content that they're trying to view on YouTube or other channels. All of these things should work together, targeting the same individuals, so the repetition will increase the response.
So when we talk about the integrated marketing channel, you can see from this campaign we did for a client, we did multiple types of campaigns, all to the same names, whether it be those pre-rolls that Caleb just talked about, whether it be the direct mail, email, the banner ads, they're all going to the same names that have been defined as the most long-term active investors, the most ideal investors for the product or service
in this case. Yes, in this case, we did a campaign for James DeGeorge's investment newsletter. We targeted 1.5 million potential new subscribers for his publication, and we served them ads through multiple channels, including direct mail. So we integrated the direct mail with the digital initiative, and the 1.5 million people continued to see that ad for I'd say about 3 months.
And really critical, of course, is the data. So custom data. So I'm going to talk about two types of data. One has to do with the custom list. The other one has to do with a lookalike. So when we do modeling, advanced data modeling of the perfect investor for your product or service, we do it based upon a custom data list, where we take your customers, your investors, your subscribers, and we're able to take that targeted audience. So you can see on the slide, prospects, customers, former customers, or segments. Any of these can be put onto a custom list where you're only marketing in the media that you see, Facebook, Google, Yahoo. All that is to the same people. And the custom list is so powerful in being able to activate and motivate people to make an action. Then we have, next to custom list, is this incredible new trend called a lookalike audience. Caleb, you want to explain about the lookalike?
If you have a customer file or a list of people that have already bought your product or service, we can take that and upload it into a platform like Facebook as a custom list. And then we can tell Facebook to find other potential customers that act like your audience. So they might click on the same kind of articles within Facebook. They might like the same kind of content. So Facebook knows the individuals that look like your audience, that act like your audience, and they will serve those ads to that lookalike audience. We can do that across many different kinds of platforms, including the Google network, which would include banner ads, Amazon, pre-roll the TV commercials via YouTube. And we can do that with direct mail, which is perhaps the most lucrative of the channels. Now, expanding on that lookalike data, we can use metadata associated with consumer records. There are really two kinds of metadata that we can use. On channels like Facebook, metadata is considered things that people click on to read articles or things that people like within that network. A transactional lookalike uses transactional metadata. Those metadata points are housed with big data companies like Oracle and others that know your net worth. In this case, a $350,000 year income, a $5 million net worth. They know if you've subscribed to a travel magazine. They know how much you've spent on denim. They use those bits of information to identify other people that look like your prime or built-in customer list. So that's how we're able to leverage a metadata, a transactional metadata lookalike for direct mail. So metadata and using a lookalike for that metadata can double the response of traditional non-modeled data, which would be classic lists that you would rent in traditional channels.
Yeah, so in this case, we got, with non-modeled data of investors, 1.8% return. We got 8,000 people responding. But when we took a look at the modeled list, these model lists are able to do such a better job. We got a 2.2% response, 22,000 respondees. That's why being able to have this strategy of doing the direct mail modeling of the data, and that becomes the basis for doing the modeling for Amazon and Google, and Facebook, and all the rest, because the data is so good. And that leads us to the Amazon revolution.
Just like using metadata on transactional information for consumer records, where we put that model data together and send a direct mail piece and are able to integrate with the digital platforms like Facebook, we can use the metadata that's collected by Amazon, because Amazon, within their network, they know what people are buying. They know what people want to buy before they even know that they want to buy it. So we can put a custom list into Amazon of your current customers, see what they have in common, and then serve ads to other people that are likely buyers.
So, you know, Amazon and Amazon Prime, these people have some of the best data. It's all based upon that transactional data. So to do a lookalike, to be able to do targeted advertising, this is brand new. We're getting all of our clients into this right now because, believe me, what you're going to find is that the Amazon revolution is going to provide a better response than you're going to find on Facebook and Google and some of the others. Even though you should be doing these other things, the Amazon data is better. So you combine that with direct mail transactional data and the Amazon transactional data, and you've got a ability to market on steroids. And so we're excited about it. But we're also excited about Facebook.
Sure. Facebook targeting is one of the best ancillary networks. When you run a campaign on Facebook, you want to test copy, you want to test video versus static ads or pictures in your ads, and you want to continue to test different media buying initiatives to see what gets you the best response. Within that media buying strategy, you can test that custom list that I had mentioned, and you can build lookalike lists off of those custom lists. You can set additional parameters, and you can combine lists. There are a lot of different initiatives that you can set up within Facebook, and ultimately, because of the rich database that they have, their lookalike campaigns are often going to render you a better result than your custom list. And that's because they know within their network who responds best to a Facebook ad.
And then video and remarketing are important too. And then Facebook lead ads.
Yeah, of course. Facebook lead ads are a great way to collect a database of people that are interested in your product or service. They may not convert immediately, but it's a way to generate a lot of emails for you to continue to reach out to in a content series and to provide additional updates within Facebook for a future time. So if you're looking to build that database of prospects that you can nurture and convert into a client, Facebook lead ads are a great channel for collecting a lot of names in a short amount of time.
Yeah, and with cryptocurrency and blockchain, we're trying to build databases of these type of investors. This is one of the best ways to do it. Now, one of the new technologies is the powerful merging of video and direct mail. So let me show you an example of this. So we're working with a bank right now on this. These are relatively expensive. But imagine getting an envelope and you opening it up and there's a cover letter, and then you open this up and look what happens. All of a sudden, you have a video playing in the direct mail piece. It's powerful. It gets incredible results, 20, 30%. It is a way to go to very select group of people right now. And the video can be 30 seconds. It could be 30 minutes. The video can be a huge piece. It could be a small piece. The video not only is the great new technology emerging direct mail and video, but also you can have a button where they don't even have to work to get out their cell phone to make the phone call. They can actually push a button in this piece and be able to connect directly to your Salesforce to be able to ask the questions, be able to get that order. So the video log, I can't wait till it gets down to a very low cost so we can use it for a variety of campaigns. But if you've got a select group of people that have a high margin, this is a powerful way to do it. Now, trend number 7. Trend number 7 is informed delivery. And with informed delivery, this is part of, we have a postal service that's a monopoly, and they're archaic. But they're trying, and they've got a new thing called informed delivery where people, millions of people right now are signed up where they get an email showing them that they're getting a direct mail piece that day. So you can have your direct mail piece be seen by the audience. The next step that will happen later this year is that you can actually click on that email showing that direct mail piece coming to their mailbox. That prospect can click on that email, go to your landing page, see a video, a variety of things. It's a huge, powerful new way to make direct mail more valuable. Every single one of my clients, we are signing up for informed delivery because it's such a game changer to increase direct mail response. And then we have direct mail retargeting.
Direct mail retargeting is a new way of targeting the people that are most likely to become a customer. We can embed a special cookie into your website. So when a prospect lands, we can send them or reverse append for their address and send them a direct mail piece. Now, the direct mail piece, we can put additional parameters. We can send a special offer. We can say, I only want to send this direct mail piece to people that have been on the site for more than 10 seconds. I can say I only want to send a direct mail piece and maybe perhaps a discount to people that abandoned the shopping cart. We can get very creative with how we use direct mail retargeting. It's a way of building a database and reaching your consumer in a way that they haven't been reached by you in the past. So if you're doing a lot of online advertising or digital advertising, it's another way that you can get to your customer in a short amount of time with your very specific message and offer.
Now, if you have a question on any of these new trends and any things we're talking about, do feel free to email us, or you can simply ask the question right here during this webinar, and we can see what that question is, and we'll answer those questions at the end. So let's talk about the next issue, and that has to do with some of the changes we're seeing with direct mail. Some of the changes with direct mail are pretty dramatic and kind of fun. We're going to be taking a look at some of these samples on the slides, but I just wanted to show you a couple of these things. One has to do with a book-a-log. Now, a book-a-log feels like a book, looks like a book, but it's not a book. It's a sales piece. And it's a powerful way for you to have credibility. There's one newsletter that has over 100,000 paid subscribers because of a book-a-log. And of course, there's the mag-a-log. This one is a mag-a-log that is 16 pages. They can be 16, 20, 24, but it looks like you're getting a magazine. This is for an investment pool fund under the Jobs Act to generate new investors. The mag-a-log is an incredibly unique way to cut through the clutter and make your case, and has multiple uses. But not only that, let me show you. It has also the ability to be able to have a test. And so with the test, we have here A versus B. So with A, rare FDA favor, we're testing against cover B, goodbye pain. When the results were in, after the test, version A got about 25% higher return. Now, not only is Magalog a powerful way to market, a three-dimensional piece is as well. With 3D mail, you basically have a box coming by FedEx or UPS. They open it up and they go, wow, look at this. Come on over here, take a look. And then you can grab the attention of that audience, and we use it for money management and a variety of different things. It's a powerful way to market. Now, in this case, we invited investors and investment newsletter writers and money managers to these different events to be able to get them to make a recommendation for a particular company. Then we have the 9x12. This is an example that's mailed millions of pieces. This piece here is for real estate. And you can do a variety of things with this. Like this has a picture of some unique real estate on the back to entice the person to open it up. These 9x12 packages do extremely well, but so do other sizes. There's the 6x9. And of course, there's the, as you see on the screen, the traditional number 10 envelope. With the number 10 envelope, we like the high quality personalization. Today, the quality of that high quality personalization is so good, you can't tell that a machine has done it. And so we get higher response to a very select audience when we do that. Now, the 6x9 envelope here, we had a test of godless coins versus how Teddy Roosevelt. You always want to test the teaser envelope of an envelope. This one, the godless coins got over 30% higher return. But you never know until you do that testing. Anytime you do a direct mail piece, you want to use what's called a pre-cancel stamp, not a print indicia, not a meter envelope. You want to use a pre-cancel stamp because it'll give you 12 to 15% higher return. And when you do a direct mail piece, of course, you have the letter. Now, the letter is critical. It makes or break a campaign. It's the most read part. And the most important part of the letter is when they open up the letter, everybody turns it over and they see what? They look and they read to see who signed the letter. You never want to have a marketing director or sales director sign a letter. You want to have somebody who has a title that the prospect is going to want to read. And then in this case, as I mentioned on page 2, everything that is going on in the world today, it's more important than ever to take steps now to protect your investments. So with this one for Zacks, we referred back to some of the data on page 2 to drive them in. So the PS, that's the most read part of a letter. They'll read that more than anything else. So you want to hook them in as well as get them to respond. So there's the letter that's critical. You can see in this example of a test to a database, you got 7.3% return when you use a long letter. A long letter is the most important component of that direct mail piece. And then we have the news log. And I just want to show you a news log. It's hard to see it on the screen here, but basically with a news log, it looks like a newspaper, feels like a newspaper. It's on newsprint. And it's got a feel of a newspaper all throughout it inside. Usually we'll do 20 pages. And at the end, we have the area where they can respond for a lead or a sell. These news logs, we started them back about, we innovated the Magalogs maybe 15, 20 years ago. The news logs, we started just about 4 years ago. They beat the controls of many of the campaigns, and we're mailing millions of these news logs now. We probably are in production right now with about 4 of these. Then let's talk about Google TrueView and the pre-rolls, because I love this. You know, we started off our ad agency with TV commercials. And so we've done, you know, lots of TV, 400 TV commercials, 13 infomercials, video for every single client we do. But one of the big game changers for investors is Google TrueView and being able to do a pre-roll on Fox Business and Fox and CNBC.
There are a lot of capabilities with the media buying on Google TrueView. You only pay if somebody watches the entire ad or if they click on the ad, which is great for you as a marketer. So you should only be paying for people that are actually interested in the content that you're serving them. Now you can use a custom list like we had talked about earlier and go to people, very specific targeted audience. You can use the algorithms for a lookalike campaign off of that custom list. And then you can select certain channels if you want to test broader categories of the media. So digital video is necessary, in my view, for every campaign that you do. You want to embed that video on your landing page. Whether or not people end up watching the video, they're going to respond just based on the fact that you have a video available for them. When we do create that video and embed it on the landing page, we always put it as a teaser in, let's say, a banner ad or an email, telling people that if they want to learn more, they can click to the landing page where there is a video for them. And again, whether or not they watch that video, you have a higher click to the landing page for people that are now interested in what you have to say. In Facebook, as somebody's scrolling through their news feed, we will have that video autoplay for them as they're scrolling through. So we have to have some kind of compelling image and copy that's going to draw them in and catch their attention immediately for them to click on that Facebook ad. We want to include video on every platform, and what we've seen for our clients is every time we do create that video, it engages them for a longer period of time. It's the highest click-through rates for every ad that we place, and it ultimately is going to make your campaign a greater success.
Yeah, I was just, Caleb and I were just with a client who had just finished a major campaign, and it was launching a new product. And in that product launch, what were the conclusions about the digital ads and the video?
The video ads produced about twice the response as the ads with a static image. So again, another example of twice the response from creating that video. The death of cable. Millennials. Every shift in our I'd say zeitgeist comes with shifts in advertising. More and more people are watching Netflix instead of cable. More and more people are subscribing to those kinds of services. Direct response television is still a very powerful tool, but you need to know how to digitally place ads and pre-roll commercials online. For instance, Hulu. Hulu's a service where you have the ability to do pre-roll ads and continue to maximize your direct response TV budget. And if you're not including digital ads for your direct response TV, you're missing out.
That's right. So, traditional cable is still fine, still being able to run commercials on that, but the mega shift is towards online streaming. And so we're preparing all of our clients for being able to take part of that major new trend.
Banner ads. So banner ads, they are just like every other platform where you can place banner ads direct on somebody's website. You can contact them and buy some media space. But typically these days, you're going to want to target via networks like Google, where you can use a custom list, use their algorithms for what people are searching to then create a lookalike audience. And you want to remarket and retarget to the people that have been to your landing page. You want to, in the case on the right, this took a long time to be legal. There is a teaser with the video in the right-hand corner. We make them feel editorial because in our testing, we see that these long copy editorial-looking ads produce a greater response than ads with a pretty image. So we always have a bold or shocking headline. We have sub-copy that then teases them to click, and we always have some kind of offer. Download the free report or see webinar here.
And then, of course, there's the remarketing. And this is where we get such great return on the investment. Caleb, you want to explain how remarketing works?
Yeah, of course. When you are working with a platform like Google, you can embed cookies into your web browser. So when a prospect lands on your landing page or your website or what have you, you then capture that individual and you begin remarketing a banner ad or a responsive ad or a native ad or a Facebook ad to that individual. When we run a remarketing campaign, we have much higher click-through rates than a prospecting campaign. It's because the prospect has already seen your product or service, they've considered you, and now you're reapproaching them with another message. You can get creative with that and have additional discounts to draw them back. For instance, you can have a specific remarketing ad for shopping cart abandonment to offer an additional discount to get that person back and convert them.
And so that's where we see 10 times the click rates for retargeting ads. And so we really concentrate on making that part of any type of strategy in 2018. Then we have the rules of email, and they're changing. You know, email prospecting is going down. We're finding the best email response has to do with being able to do an integrated campaign where the email shows a picture of the mailing package or shows a picture of the digital ad and it goes to the same audience. Or a conversion where you get the lead and they get 5, 6, 7 different emails taking them along a path of purchase. With email, you got to be relevant. You got to have a great reputation and credibility, and it has to be rewarding. It has to have value. There has to be content. You see, people, if they see your email and they think all you're doing is selling them, they're going to permanently delete you. They're not even going to pay attention to any email that you have. But if they feel that every email they get from you is going to be of value and it's going to help them, then they're going to take a look at every email. That means every single email has to have good, powerful content. And then we've got the whole issue of how do you do this? Well, you do this, as I said, with the prospecting and integrated and the conversion. In this case, you can see the video in the email. You want to make sure that you have a video component to that email because it'll increase the response. Even if they don't watch the video, it causes them more likely to click on to get to your landing page. And then you always want to test different variables. Never assume, and of course the major variable is going to be the subject line, and that's still the case. When we talk about mobile marketing, and mobile marketing is a powerful new tool in this sense. Google acts as if you don't even exist if your landing page isn't mobile optimized. And most people make a horrific mistake with mobile optimization is that they take their current desktop website or landing page and then they just kind of use an automatic system to flow it into a mobile marketing. That's death in mobile marketing. People don't scroll forever, and they don't scroll like a machine thinks, like a human thinks. And that's where a direct response copywriter has to look at everything you're doing from the standpoint of mobile optimization. For example, 4 surprising trends you wouldn't expect for blockchain investing. And then people know that there's going to be 4 points going down. Something to direct the mind and give them an incentive to scroll through and keeping it short and concise and actionable. So the mobile marketing optimization is so critical, but that also leads, what about the mobile, to the texting megatrend. See, with the texting megatrend, what happens is this. You send a text to a prospect or a client, you're going to have 95% of them looking at their text within a matter of a half hour. You're going to get the highest response rate. We use it in a variety of ways. We use it when people are at conferences and tell them to hold up their mobile phone to get a free report and give the text number. We do it in a variety of ways to be able to push that text a message out to a prospect. I'm going to be speaking in 10 minutes. Be sure to come to the conference if you're at a money show or an investment conference. To be able to say, what action you want them to take, the text is the best way to do it. So we're doing this. We're collecting the cell phone numbers of people. We're doing texting for the different campaigns. It's got to be part of your campaign for 2018. And then we get the exhibit marketing. Now, a number of you are going to be at the Money Show or Freedom Fest coming up, or the New Orleans Investment Conference, just to mention a couple of things. This exhibit marketing today has, I've got a special report I'd be glad to send to you if you're going to be doing this. Most people put the name of the company on the exhibit booth, and that's wrong. You need to put a big tease. You need to have it open where people are coming in to talk. Those are the traditional strategies that still work. But now you want to collect the email. You want to be able to do texting to get people to come. You want to be able to create a conversion of all those people that come. You want to have something where you're collecting testimonials, and you have something for special for clients, and a whole strategy. So it's a new way to make these shows work, and you got to incorporate all those different items. And then we have the native advertising boom. And with the native advertising boom, we're trying to get all of our clients to be able to have that as part of their marketing mix, because it is so powerful. Caleb, what's your feeling about native advertising?
You likely click on native ads all the time thinking that they're editorial on different content sites. If you're on Yahoo Finance, for instance, there's a lot of native advertising mixed in with the editorial content. It has bold headlines that leads you in. It has the sub-copy. It's designed just like their editorial content, but it's advertising content. It has a strong call to action at the end. When you click on that native ad, it's going to bring you to a native feeling article. Major publishers like the Motley Fool, Agora, they're all running these native ads across various platforms to generate not just readership and interest, but to collect the data. When they land on that native advertising special editorial looking landing page, they are initiated with the cookies for remarketing. They might have a floater to collect an email from you. They might initiate a direct or a remarketing direct mail piece to be sent to you. So there are a lot of different things that you can do once you get that interested person based off of the content that you're pitching them with that native ad. And all of those things are driving them to subscribe to your investment newsletter or collect that lead for money management, whatever the call to action may be.
And then, of course, there's a whole changes that are going on in the payment system. This is a mega trend with Amazon accounts, Apple Pay. No one carries cash anymore. And among the millennials, the idea of carrying a wallet, that's outdated. So Amazon started testing being able to do the walkout technology, or they pay on their cell phone. And we're seeing more and more of this happening. If you have a newsletter, you're taking payments, you've got to do that. Right, Caleb?
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at what Amazon's trying to do with their stores, where you can grab and go and you're charged when you leave with the items that you've taken. The world of payments is changing, and you need to be accepting payments in different ways. I've seen plenty of people accepting Bitcoin these days, for instance.
Absolutely, Bitcoin. So we're helping clients transition into that as well. And of course, there's new trends. First of all, technology changes. The investment marketplace like we have today, a huge mega change. But direct response copy deals with human nature, and human nature does not change. So whether it's online or hard copy, what differentiates failure from success, mediocrity from excellence, is the direct response copy. It's persuasive word engineering. It's absolutely critical. And the starting point of that is having a USP, a unique selling proposition that says nowhere else will you find, and you come up with powerful copy to describe that. 60 to 70% of your words need to be 5 letters or less. A sentence, 1 line, 2 at the most. Each sentence, 20 words or less. A paragraph, 2, 3 lines, 4 at the most. And the most important part of the copy, the very beginning and the very end. You take your best shot at that point. And when we talk about doing this type of copy, we're talking about understanding the investor psychology today. With the investor psychology today, you know, when there's a market crash, there's paralysis. And then that transitions into fear. And that transitions into skepticism. And then transitions into being really open to all kinds of investment opportunity. And today,
yeah, I would say we're in the greed phase at the moment. And greed is working. People are seeing opportunity in a lot of places. So you should be speaking to the market realities of right now, letting them know that you have a great system or a great stock picking strategy, what have you, that is going to tap into their desire for greed.
It's the best time ever to market. Under this Trump rally, as long as this psychology among the investors and the business community lasts, wow, we're seeing great results, and we're going to continue to see those type of results. But we always watch that investor psychology to be able to change our copy as needed. And when we use copy, we always think in terms of some essentials like M squared. Most marketers are so close to their investment opportunity, to their product or service, that they can't see things from the prospect's point of view. It's so clear to them that all you see in the copy, I, us, we, name of their company. People don't care. They only care about who. They care about themselves. And they don't know who you are and why they should care. They don't care who you are and why they should care. You've got to explain it to them. And that means you have to not be company-centric, but prospect-centric. You need to have one clear theme. Most marketing has multiple themes. You got to be specific and detailed. Most marketers are afraid to be specific. They're very general, and that does not work. They need to be conversational, not editorial, not journalistic, but conversational. They're you-oriented. Let me tell you about. You should know. You need to understand. This you orientation is the most powerful word you can use. And then it has to be so easy to read with drama and surprise. And then we've got the Flesh Kincaid, the FK rating. We always make sure our copy is 8.5 or less. Now, we always turn features into benefits. And that's a major, major issue. You know, here's a feature, provides real-time market data and analysis. The benefit, you'll have immediate access to the same in-depth information as professional traders. The ultimate benefit, pinpoint your next big profit opportunity with the same tools that Wall Street traders have at a fraction of the cost. What are your benefits? Is it money, comfort, enjoyment, success, appreciation, the right choice, one step ahead, retirement security? What is it? That's what you have to pinpoint, and that's what you need to be able to talk about. So with reality and advertising philosophy that we use, we always address the market evils. What happens if there's a stock market crash? What happens if Bitcoin goes down? What happens if there's a recession? What happens if the government becomes aggressive and the SEC starts becoming aggressive? What happens if there's government uncertainty or Fed concerns or information overload or the debt ceiling? You know, people have key emotional triggers. Avoid losing, always. Potential new crash. So it's always kind of a concern, with this incredible market. Is there going to be a new crash? What's prudent risk? What's my retirement safety? How can I get quick profits, big profits? See, these are emotional triggers that you have to be careful, you have to use and use powerfully in your copy. And then at the end of the presentation of that copy, ask yourself, here's the trend that's so important to be able to do. Ask yourself these questions. Does it grab my attention right away? Does it recognize self-interest, pain, and fear? Do I recognize immediately a good value proposition? Is it written to me and me alone? Do I feel the writer cares about me? Do I feel the writer believes what he is saying? Do I believe the writer? And why should I invest now, not later? Always got to be preemptive in that. And is there an alternative? Do I feel safe and comfortable about responding? These are 10 killers if you don't address them. And then we have the whole issue of the offer. The key to the success is this offer. So stop what you're doing and just think about this. What does your offer look like right now? It may have to change for 2018. It needs to be irresistible. The offer is what the recipient gets, not what you get. It's the deal. Offers should always be about the prospect, not about your company, not about your product, not about your service. The subject of any marketing piece is the prospect. How do you improve your ROI? Improve your offer. You know, huge percentage of the success or failure is how the offer is described, what it is. You know, a discount. It's amazing how 50% off a newsletter makes you feel 100% better. It's the price point that you're using, you know, and there's so many different things, even the call to action. And then there's the whole issue of perks. Caleb, you want to explain this equity crowdfunding campaign?
I believe it was another one, actually.
Oh, okay.
One of our clients was able to have connections with celebrities and celebrity events. So they had an
is the traditional bonus reports that you have that investors like, you know, a strong 800 number, get them on. You know, as much as we want to have people go to a landing page and raise their hands for lead generation or for some type of investment, the fact is when you get them on the phone, they're more likely to become an investor and to convert. Also, a longer time lifetime value of that customer. Now, when we do these marketing campaigns, we never drive people to a corporate site. It's so anti-marketing. You want to have really a powerful landing page, both desktop and mobile optimized. You don't want to have any navigational distractions where you have an option of going somewhere other than reading the copy that you have on that page. And everything has to have that data collection, including a floater, to be able to drive that prospect to give you that data, even if they're not going to take an action immediately. And when we talk about landing pages, some of those on this webinar are selling a product, and that's where some 70–80% of the people, they abandon the shopping cart. But they don't have to. You got to make sure you have no navigation distractions. You got to make sure there's only 1 or 2 steps in your ordering process. Here's what most people don't have as well, is they never have a positive acceptance statement. You've got to have that. You got to have the premiums and guarantee visually seen and copied right at that shopping cart, not a tombstone shopping cart like most. You got to see this. And then you have to have ready a cart abandonment email. You'll dramatically bring back close to half the people who abandon the cart when you have that email, and then you do the banner ad and Facebook retargeting on that cart abandonment. So there's ways to increase your profitability that way. And then trend number 25 is the new credibility. This is so huge and so important. And new marketers get it, older marketers don't. And with the new credibility, you want to use star ratings. For example, here's a direct mail piece where we have star ratings showing a comparison of different investment options. But people look at star ratings. So every campaign we're thinking, how do we incorporate that? How do we have video testimonials as well as traditional testimonials? And you know, just saying that you have a product or service on Amazon helps increase response. 4 is now 5, meaning social blogs, tweets, websites are all important. Live phone on web chat, all very important. These are different things that for some of you, it would be appropriate and needs to be done. Then, what about charts? This is an example of an investment campaign showing drug trial results. Now look at the verbal descriptions. 68% of the prospects believe the efficiency of the drug on a verbal description that was written out. But a chart with the same information as the verbal description, 97% of the prospects were persuaded that this product was good. You see, a chart, when you see it, it creates that credibility. And then finally, I want to talk about equity crowdfunding, because no matter what you're marketing, investors now have the opportunity to invest in private companies or privately in investment pools or hedge funds, or to go and invest privately in a company with the objective of becoming public. And so, Caleb, do you want to kind of explain about the equity crowdfunding right now?
I had mentioned earlier the client with the perks. You're able under these new laws to raise capital from investors. It gives you a general solicitation exemption, so you can put together a marketing campaign, identify investors, and send them that investment opportunity in an advertisement. You're able to do this to non-accredited investors under the Regulation A+. You can build a shareholder base. You can build capital to put toward executing your business plan, what have you. There are large companies that have been in business for a long time using these exemptions to raise significant capital to go public on NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange. And there are startup companies that essentially have a great idea. They want backing, and if the crowd likes that idea, they'll invest in it. And if you're interested in learning more about that, Entrepreneurship Magazine with Caleb there on the cover, and the special report, 16 Secrets to Raising Capital from Crowdfunding, those are available for free, and we'd be glad to send them to you. So as we wrap up, can we go live? As we wrap up, let me just say this. There is so much opportunity today for investment marketers, but you've got to be on top of the changes. Now, we have a whole team here of copywriters, digital experts, everybody that can help put together an amazing campaign for you. So if you've got questions about anything we've covered, if you'd like to have more information, if you'd like to see how we might be able to help you, we'd be glad to talk to you. And, you know, we can help you with the strategy, copy, art, the account servicing, media, list, production, everything. We're full service, and we specialize in knowing and marketing to the investment audience. Caleb, any last thoughts before we go? If you haven't ever contacted me in the past, I'd be happy to talk to you. We can set a time. I will be in Orlando coming up, so I'd be happy to talk to you there as well.
Yeah, other cities. So he's in the Nashville office. I'm out here in California. Most people never come to our office, but you're welcome to do so anytime. And we will be in New York, in Las Vegas, and a variety of cities. So just drop us a note. So if you've got a question, feel free to call, to email. We will get back to you on that. So very good. Thanks so much for joining us.